the 2025 Knicks. New York added Mikal Bridges to the roster, sending a Rudy Gobert-esque haul of picks to Brooklyn and the ever-rebuilding Nets. You'll get them this time, Sean Marks. Here's what it looked like. Knicks are getting Mikal Bridges. The Nets are getting 5 first-round picks, a 2020 first-round swap, and a 2025 second. Did New York give up too much?
No. And gosh darn it, you should have put Sean Marks on the Bud list.
Oh.
That was a missed opportunity for us, for you to run back that old classic.
They went from 3 superstars to a full-on rebuild.
Multiple
He didn't
times.
even get the superstars right.
Multiple times. So here's the deal.
He's a charmed life.
The Knicks are not getting Giannis. And holding on to the picks for the hopes of maybe in 2 years you're not getting Giannis. You hold on to the picks in a year if Embiid's, unhappy, I suppose, but then Embiid's a year older. The injury,
he's hurt at some point.
It's a real concern. This fits. It's not too much because the Knicks still have picks from other teams. They still have a first from Detroit. Well, that's protected. Well, it's valuable, but it's protected 1 through 9 for 3 years. But assuming Detroit ever gets it together, they also have a pick from Washington. Assuming they ever get it together, that one's also protected, I think, just lottery protector, 1 through 9 protected. And they can, if they want to, move Julius Randle at some point for some stuff. So the cupboard is not totally bare. The team is very young, as in, you're not trading for a 35-year-old Kevin Durant or 34-year-old Kevin Durant. You're not trading for an aging player. Mikal Bridges makes $48 million total over the next 2 years, and we know it works.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have like the wow factor of getting an MVP candidate. But as far as building out a roster, it makes a ton of sense, Bruce, so I like it.
Look, I like the move, and we'll talk more Knicks, but they gave up more draft picks, more first-round picks than the Minnesota gave up for Rudy Gobert, who's made 3 All-Star teams, more than Cleveland gave up for Donovan Mitchell, who's made 5 All-Star teams, and more than Brooklyn gave up, or Phoenix gave up, for Kevin Durant. Yeah. And obviously he's made 14 All-Star teams, and Mikal Bridges has made 0. So I like the trade, but here's what I'm saying. They gave up too much unless they win a championship. They are absolutely S-Bob. Wow. And I say that with hope for Knicks fans because they haven't been S-Bob, championship or bust, for a long time. So they have to win the championship. I mean, because the hope, Nick, and you know this, was in those picks. It was like, man, we're good. We're second round. We maybe get to the conference finals. And we got all these picks to improve, to get this star or that star. That's over now. I mean, they still could make some moves, but that pretty much is gone. So this is it. This is your squad. It is a good roster. It's a very good roster. Yeah. And they got to win the championship.
Okay, well, now we'll figure out if they can. So New York wasn't done with just the Bridges trade. OG re-signed with the Knicks on a 5-year, $212 million deal. Here's the championship odds. It's Celtics 1, Denver 2, New York all of a sudden at 3.
That is wild to see.
Then OKC, then the Wolves. Oddly, Mavs not on there, Giannis not on there.
Yeah, Mavs is in.
I know you're thinking, well, that seems high, but look at the record with Jalen and OG together. It includes the playoffs. 25-5 offensive rating, great. Defensive rating, even better. And they were below 500 in all the other games. So does New York really have a championship roster here?
I believe absolutely, because I believe they have excellent role players, a great defensive team, and a legitimate superstar. So I assume Brew.
Do you really?
I don't know if we have club superstar on the ready, but if we did, you'd see Jalen Brunson firmly in there. I am very interested in how Brew feels about this because Brew is a very well-known, on-the-record Jalen Brunson skeptic.
I just don't think he's yet proven he's a superstar.
Every time I do King of the Hill, his critique is Jalen Brunson's too high. We do club superstar, and Brew is like, Rick wasn't a superstar, Jalen isn't either.
Rick was a superstar
in Summer League. That is true. I think that this Knicks team has the best chance to win a championship of any Knicks team since 1995. The season after they had gone to the NBA Finals. I know people were like, but in 99 they made the Finals. That team had no chance of winning the title, even when they were in the Finals. They had no chance of winning the title. And I loved that team. I loved Spree, but
and they were an 8th seed.
They were an 8th seed, right? So I really believe this team is as better equipped than any Knicks team in 30 years. Oh. To win a championship since the Starks, Akeem blocked Stark shot. So that's how I feel.
I don't hate that take. I mean, some people might say in 2013 when they got to the second round, they won 54 games. Melo got an MVP.
But that team was going to have to go through the Heat, and they were never going to beat that Heat team.
No, look, I like the team. They are legitimate championship contenders. All right, and they have clearly said, we're going the Celtics route of 2024. We're going the Detroit route of 04. I still don't think Brunson's a superstar. I think he's a star. And what they're going to have to do, I don't think they have two players as good as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And that is, they're trying to build after the Boston model, but I don't think they have guys that are that good. But Bridges and OG Anunoby can match up with Tatum and Brown and defend them and make it tough. And then Randall, everybody's like, will Randall fit now with Brunson and all that? When they first traded for Anunoby, they went 12-2. They had their full roster. Yeah. They beat Denver. They beat Minnesota. They beat Philadelphia. And then Randall got hurt. So it looks like it can work. But, Nick, here's the thing. They've got to figure out, okay, what's the way for us to play? It's not going to be like they played in the playoffs when it was all Brunson all the time and he's dominating the ball and taking a ton of shots, and he played great. But now Randall's going to have to get some of that. Bridges and OG are going to have to get some of that. Don't think Anunoby's contract's not going to make him – I need to get about close to 20 a game. They got
like
4
everyone
guys.
Getting like 17.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to just figure out the team way to play, and I think they will. Tibbs is a great coach. And I think they've got unselfish players who will play their roles, but it's not, that's the challenge, because it's not going to be like Derrick Rose and the Bulls with Tibbs.
No.
Where it's the Derrick Rose show or the Jalen Brunson show. It's going to be a team. But I do like them a lot.
Do you think this is I'll go through basketball history, the biggest bet on chemistry and friendship in the NBA, where it's like, you know what? These guys are more than the sum of their parts because they really like each other, and we're all teammates in college, and I think we can get more than
you throw all of basketball history at me. It's a tough one, but it is certainly
it'd be hard to imagine a team like
right,
four
and it makes
teammates.
me wonder, what would Horford, Noah, Corey Brewer have done? The Florida team that won back-to-back.
Drexler and Elijah played it.
Sure, and so, but the teams that win a championship or multiple championships together, recreating it is special. The thing that I think, Brew, that can't be discounted is not only the point Wild is making about chemistry and unity, but also, man, this team defensively, Mikal Bridges in Phoenix, when he was not asked to be the leading scorer, was a terror defensively. In Brooklyn, he was good, but as happens to everyone, when you're asked to be the team's leading scorer, you're going to trail a bit defensively. Well, now he can focus on that more again.
Because he's the third or fourth scorer now.
Correct. Yeah. So you have Bridges and OG on the wing defensively. That's as good as what Boston has on the wing defensively. Not on the wing as two-way players, but defensively. And my real question is, how does Randall fit in this? And if he doesn't, he is a 20-10 guy that has real value, you know what I mean, across the league. And so that's the other reason I like the trade, is because you can go see how this looks, and if you don't love the fit or if something isn't quite there, you can move Randall for pieces.
According to NBA.com, Mikal Bridges, 8th best ISO defender among 109 players who defended.
Oh, you loved those. You hated those stats when it was about Luka in the finals.
Oh,
you
God
hated
almighty.
it so much. You hated